Welcome back to the channel, guys, on this beautiful Friday afternoon. And we're here for another episode of Kaguya-sama today. And I'll be real with you guys. Not really much happened in this episode. This episode was like the definition of a setup episode to set up further episodes in the season. But I do think there are 2 points of interest that are worth talking about in this episode. That has to do with Ino and Shirogane. So let's just kind of get into it today, you know? Like I said, there's not much to talk about, but there's enough. So let's just kind of hop into it, and let's start with Ino. So our episode really begins with Shirogane wanting her and Ishigami to be a part of the cultural festival committee. The people that make the festival happen, you know? The ones that sit down and assign, like, all right, you're doing this, you're doing that. Without them, the festival can't even run that smoothly. So he wants them to help with that. And naturally, they both don't want to do it. Because that sounds boring AF. But who should be the head of the committee but Ishigami's crush, Koyasa? So naturally, he jumps at it. So they get there and all that, and I just gotta say, guys, just yet again, like, for as incompetent as he makes himself seem most of the time, Ishigami's a competent dude. Because while he's there, you got all these nerds trying to impress Koyasu while he's there, and he just is effortlessly just pushing them aside and showcasing that, hey, I'm pretty competent when I want to be. He's a great character, guys. He really is. Effortlessly pushing these nerds out the way so he can make himself look better. But the real crux of all this is Ino. Because she had a dream, you know? She has a dream that she wants to do a school campfire. Which, if you don't know, is like a big tradition in Japan where they light a giant bonfire and the students typically dance around it. And there's usually a lot of urban legends associated with love and relationships and all that associated with this. So that's her desire, and she really wants to make it happen no matter what. But there's a catch. The school doesn't want them to do it because they don't believe they can do it safely. And even the members on the committee themselves are saying they're understaffed, there's no way we can do this. So she's dejected. Now, Ishigami offers to help her, but you know their relationship. The second he does that, she absolutely refuses, but in the process lights a fire in her. And I gotta say, guys, for as much as she claims to hate him, he like really spurs her on to be a better version of herself all the time. Because with that fire lit in her, she swears to make this happen no matter what. So with that fire lit in her, she goes around getting the entire school, the entire community and all them to sign a petition just showing how serious she is about it all. And like I said, guys, like, she might hate Ishigami, but man, does he spur her on, dude. They're pretty perfect for each other, let's be honest. Will it happen in the future? Will they get together? I don't know. I'm not a manga reader, but it doesn't take like an idiot could figure out that that's probably gonna happen. So so yeah, for right now she ends up doing all that. And even one of the girls in there, Onidura, that was opposing her the entire time, seeing her with that fire in her, even decides to help her do it. And you know, we had a nice little moment for Ino. You know, because she needs some more friends and all that. So it's really good to see her breaking out of her shell a bit and showcasing just how serious and passionate she can be. But our other half of this episode is really focused on Shirogane, I would say. And I would say that's really our main point of this episode. Because we see just how serious he is about making this festival the best one ever. Because as we know from our previous episode, that this is going to be his very final one there, because he is leaving the country at the end of this year. And this is the only time he has to really make his mark and to show just how serious he is about Kaguya. So he is going completely out of his way to make the festival an amazing experience for everyone, including her. So we see him really helping out with everything. He's kind of spreading himself thin. But we see him try to make some balloons, actually. And I've done this myself, guys, before. Try to bend balloons and all that. That shit's hard. That shit is kind of hard. If you don't know what you're doing, you're going to end up popping it all the time. Just like he did. And now Chica, of all people, for a split second, and I mean a split second, thinks about helping him to get better at it, but her PTSD triggers. And it's a funny scene, man. Like I said, her always helping him with stuff is a really good thing. They have a really good dynamic between themselves. That no matter how much he sucks at something, she always is there to help him with something. But her PTSD triggers in this instance. And for once, she finally says, no, I can't do it. I can't suffer anymore. And it's just one of the funniest gags in the show, honestly. So, determined to do this no matter what, he decides he'll do it on his own. So he heads to the student council room to practice this. And who should be there but Kaguya, who says she doesn't care if he practices there, but just seeing how much he sucks and just hearing the constant pop, 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 it's torture. Which it is technically, and I love how they go into detail about all this, like, the random shit in the show. Just how this is technically actually a torture to someone who's super sensitive. And it's just always funny when that shit happens. But eventually, as he keeps failing, he starts to become dejected. He starts talking about himself, how some people can do the most simple things, and how he just can't do them no matter what. He tries and tries and tries, and he just always fails at it. And he starts to tell her that he hates to show his weakness to other people. He hates to let people know that he struggles with everything he does. And he just becomes really down. And I feel like that's just such a really common thing between most people nowadays. If not everyone, honestly. How we all struggle to do simple things sometimes. Like, me making these videos, for instance, you would think I would not struggle doing, but I struggle quite a bit. Maybe even with simple videos. And he just gets really down on himself. But then Kaguya tells him that that's one of his best qualities, though. That even though he sucks at everything he does, the fact that he works so hard towards it and puts so much effort in really showcases and shows what kind of person he is. That he puts so much effort into things that by the time he masters it way more than other people. And it just shows how impressive he is and how she got to see another good side of him today. And that really put the pep back in his step, you know? So he, with a new fire lit in him, decides, I'm going to do this no matter what. And he goes back to Chica. And we get a triumphant scene where you would think he'd come in and just absolutely kill it. But that doesn't happen. And he just keeps failing and failing and failing. And at that point, not even Chica can understand it. And not just the balloons pop, but she pops and deflates and dies right there. The end of the episode. But no, guys, this episode was... You could tell this episode was really just set up for more episodes later in the season. That the Cultural Festival was going to be a very big event in this season, obviously. So we've had multiple episodes to set it up now at this point. And I gotta say, I feel like the festival is going to be a big turning point for the series. I feel like afterwards, the series is not going to be the same. And I've even had manga readers tell me that recently too. So I'm very much looking forward to this. If we're getting this much setup, like, we better get some good payoff at the end of this. Like, I'm really hoping we do. But like I said, you guys let me know what you thought about this episode. Like I said, really not much happened, to be honest. If I had to describe this episode, I'd probably say it's the weakest of the season so far. Truthfully, I really would. But it's still Kaguya-sama. It's still a great series, you know. We get the banger opening. We get the great creative ending yet again. Like, still a great series. So let me know down below what you guys think about it. And yeah, I think that'll be it for today. A nice little short, sweet one. And I'm very excited when we get to the festival because I expect a lot of payoff. But you guys let me know what you thought down below. And I hope you guys have a great day, week, month, and year. And until next time, deuces, and have a blessed day.